To order this meeting of the Gary Sanitary District for Tuesday, 6 o'clock, October 9th, January 9th, 2024. Be cognizant of your mobile devices. You got cell phones, can you please turn them off or put them on vibrate? First thing we're going to do, first order of business is going to be Pledge of Allegiance. Would you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic which stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Yes.
Before roll call, I'd like to introduce a new board member, Mr. William Allen.
Hello.
Mr. Allen, this is going to be his first board. He was just appointed to the board, and I'm pretty sure he'll be a compliment to the board. The second thing, certification. There was no executive session, so there was no need to go over the certification. So there was no certification for today. We're going to move on to election of officers. I'm sorry. Well, we do roll call first. Can I get a roll call?
Commissioner Maurice Mabon,
Present.
Commissioner Ola Morris,
Present.
Commissioner Darnell Lyles, Commissioner William Allen,
Present.
Attorney Jewel Harris Jr.,
Present.
Executive Director Rhonda Anderson, Finance Manager Jerome Foster.
Present.
And that's the end of roll call.
With 4 commissioners here, we do have a quorum to conduct business. Moving on.
Next item on the agenda is election of officers. With this being the first meeting of the board for 2024, this will be considered our organizational meeting, and all of the officers for the board need to be elected. Mr. Chair, if there are any nominations for the offices or a slate of offices, I'd recommend that you open up nominations.
Yes, I open up nominations for Mr. William Allen, Board President.
Second that.
I want
Okay, well, I tell you what, I'll defer that to Mr. Lyles. I'm sorry.
Express Ola Mora.
Second.
Second that.
Discussion.
Any discussion regarding the nominations? Hearing none, can we get a roll call?
Commissioner William Allen,
Yes.
Commissioner Lyles,
Yeah.
Commissioner Morris,
Yes.
Commissioner Mabon.
Yes.
The vote is 4 ayes, 0 noes.
Okay, with 4 ayes, 0 noes, the elections have been certified,
Yes.
and we will actually take our appropriate spots. So we'll do a little rotating here.
Okay.
The Allen shows you that youth do have a chance.
Thank you. Okay, so we'll just move on to the next item on the agenda, which is the minutes for the executive session and regular meeting minutes of December 18th, 2023. Is there any discussion, questions?
I think it's Commissioner Morris to do the minutes for the last time, because I would be doing the minutes in the future. But this part, the minutes that are here were minutes from the previous meeting when she was the executive secretary. So you want to read the minutes?
You're calling for a motion for the minutes?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mr. Chair, I make a motion that we approve the executive session and regular meeting minutes of December the 18th, 2023.
We'll second that. Second.
Roll call? Oh,
Properly second.
it's so moved, properly second. Roll call.
Commissioner Lyles,
Yeah.
Commissioner Mabon,
Yes.
Commissioner Morris,
Yes.
Commissioner Allen.
Yes.
The vote is 4 ayes, 0 noes.
4 ayes, 0 noes, has been approved. Minutes have been approved. Moving on to new business.
Thank you. I recommend a motion to approve GSD payroll earnings for period ending November 6, 2023 through November 19, 2023 in the amount of $432,648.73.
Move for passage, Mr. Chairman.
Oh, not yet. Mr. Allen has to. Well, you bet.
Oh, 2.2?
Yeah, under 2.1, you would essentially say, you've heard the reading, say you.
So if I could,
Okay. You've heard the overview and recommendation. What is the pleasure of the board?
Move for passage.
Second, Mr. Chair.
Has been moved and properly second. Are there any questions? Hearing none, roll call.
Commissioner Lyles,
Yes.
Commissioner Maybon,
Yes.
Commissioner Morris,
Yes.
Commissioner Allen.
Yes.
The vote is 4 ayes, 0 noes.
Moving on to 2.2.
Ms. Anderson, I have a question on 2.2. I'm sorry. DDS is asking, are they asking for an increase? Okay. What is the current rate that we're paying them? Okay, now we'll pick it up to, okay. Yeah.
Any additional questions, comments? Hearing none, you have heard the overview and recommendation. What is the pleasure of the board?
So moved, Mr. Chair.
Second.
Has been moved and properly second. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Commissioner Lyles,
Yes.
Commissioner Maybon,
Yeah.
Commissioner Morris,
Yes.
Commissioner Allen.
Yes.
The vote is 4 ayes, 0 noes.
4 ayes, 0 noes. Motion is passed. Moving on to 2.3.
subject to the terms and conditions of the
Questions?
Mr. Harris,
yes.
is this the same rate that we previous rate, is it?
Yes, it's the same rate and same form of contract from 2023.
Okay.
Yes.
Any additional questions? Hearing none, you've heard the overview and recommendation. What is the pleasure of the board?
So moved, Mr. Chair.
Second.
It's been moved and properly second. Any discussions?
No.
Hearing none, roll call.
Commissioner Lyles,
Yes.
Commissioner Maybon,
Yes.
Commissioner Morris,
Yes.
Commissioner Allen.
Yes.
The vote is 4 ayes, 0 noes.
4 ayes, 0 noes, motion has passed. Moving on to claims. Mr. Foster.
Thank you. I recommend approval and ratification of GSD claim numbers number 1 through 144 in the amount of $463,645.49.
Mr. Foster. Is that the average? Is that average claims or is there anything,
Um,
where you get early enough to go over that one.
No, unfortunately, due to the scheduling of, I'll say the postponement and the rescheduling of the board, it kind of moved our timelines a little bit. Typically on Fridays is we submit those in, at the time the board meeting was scheduled for Friday at noon, so we had to push it back to Thursday. So the next claims will be a little bit higher. The list will be bigger, I should say, during that time.
Any additional questions? Hearing none, you've heard the overview and recommendation. What is the pleasure of the board?
So move, Mr. Chair.
Any discussions? Hearing none, roll call?
Commissioner Lyles,
Yes.
Commissioner Maybon,
Yes.
Commissioner Morris,
Yes.
Commissioner Allen.
Yes.
The vote is 4 ayes, 0 noes.
4 ayes, 0 noes, motion passes. Moving on, next item on the agenda, information updates. Rhonda Anderson for plant activities.
Yes, so I just want to talk about the HMI project. It is complete with the exception of training for operators and the instrumentation and control staff. It continues to run in parallel with the old system until that training is complete. So I just want to talk briefly about how this project benefits GSD. So we have a 55-acre plant, and we have a number of remote sites throughout the collection system. And obviously, our staff can't be in all places at one time. So that's where the SCADA system comes in. The SCADA is an acronym for Supervisory Control and Data Acquisition. So in a nutshell, there are computers that are called Programmable Logic Controllers, or PLCs, and they are throughout the plant, lift stations, and regulators. And they are hardwired to equipment and connected to the SCADA servers via a network connection or radio. And then the servers are connected to computers called Human-Machine Interface, also known as HMIs, which allow staff to control and/or monitor processes throughout the plant, lift stations, and regulators. And this is extremely beneficial to GSD personnel for a number of reasons. We receive alarms when equipment is not operating as designed. I once assisted a shift supervisor in the middle of the night. He was short-staffed, and I monitored the wet well levels via SCADA to iPhone to let him know when he needed to go back to turn on another raw sewage pump. The data that we see is real-time, and the SCADA system archives all of the data, and it enhances our ability to troubleshoot when problems occur. Our blowers provide air to 20 different passes in the aerators, and that's a treatment step that is critical to the survival and reproduction of nitrifying bacteria, phosphorus accumulating bacteria, and other bacteria that consume the pollutants in the wastewater. So once upon a time, the operators had to walk all 20 passes to document the dissolved oxygen concentration and make adjustments if necessary. And this took at least 30 minutes each time. And because those numbers fluctuate throughout the day, they would have to do this at least 6 times a day or more. So now we have a screen that was created by the instrumentation and controls engineer, and they could see this data at a glance. And it's color-coded so that any out-of-range data just stands out. So in addition, operators can physically change valve positions, allowing more or less air to each of the passes, just sitting at a computer in their office. And that's what we had to do when we were waiting for the flow meters to be changed. They had to physically adjust those valves in the office. Another example is that our filtration process is fully automated, and the PLCs are programmed to backwash filters 4 times a day. However, during intense rain events, kind of like the one we had today, we have to backwash filters more frequently. The more water that comes in, the dirtier the filters get. So operators can sit in the office and manually backwash filters aggressively at an accelerating rate. We can also throttle valves at our regulators remotely, just sitting in the office, if the water coming into the plant exceeds our capacity to treat it. So needless to say, we're really happy to have our software and hardware replacements. Our old software and hardware was obsolete, and it wasn't supportable. And so now we have the new hardware and software, and also we have local control, which we didn't have before. So that's it. And I'll be happy to answer any questions if you have any.
Are there any questions? From Ms. Rhonda Anderson? Hearing none?
Mr. Chairman, can I break in for a second? On that security contract, I think, it's $13 an hour and 15.
13.
Yeah, 13 and 15.
I'm sure it's 14 right now. It's 14 now. and
It's
they-
14 now with the
and
additional
They're
dollar.
asking for 50. Yes,
15.
I'm certain. The board approved the $14 an hour.
Where's it? Did you go to the contract?
Yes, there must be an older, this might be an older, so we need to make sure it's the one that included the record.
Yeah, because previously the board approved the $14 an hour. It was.
So it is now 15.
No, it's 14 now.
I mean, with the new
The
contract.
new contract is 15.
Yeah. I was gonna say,
Confirm that today,
Yeah.
yeah.
to me, that's even low.
You know, even,
You accepted it, that's on them, right?
yeah, but even if it is low, I think the contractors have the obligation to come before the board anytime they're seeking a increase. A lot of times, I think we should be notified prior to, the contract coming before us.
Moving on to the next update, construction activities, Eric Tomp.
Good evening, Board. And the
Good
product.
evening, Mr. Tom.
Good evening.
Using-
Happy New Year, and congratulations on your successful elections to your positions. Going to give a brief update on ongoing construction projects. The first one's being the grid improvement project. I have a call with the Army Corps of Engineers, just finding out where it stands. At this time, the project is up and running, the grid equipment is running. It's just paperwork at this point, I believe. Just waiting to hear back from the Army Corps on the next progress meeting. For the 27th Chase Street Pump Station Force Main Replacement Project, this is Phase 2. The pipe has arrived, it's on site. However, due to the winter weather, the construction has been halted. 25th Avenue and Chase Street are both fully open and open to traffic. They're expecting construction to start back up in mid to late February. For the 27th Chase Street bar screen replacement project, again, there's a submittal with the manufacturer. I don't see any delays with this. We just had a progress meeting with the engineer, CDM Smith, and the contractor, and they are happy that they're going to meet the schedule and be on budget. So we're just the electrical subcontractors doing as much work as they can in the meantime until the bar screens do get delivered and we can start installing those. But they are still planning on having this project complete in April. And the last project I have is Lake Street drainage improvements and a road reconstruction. This project is also on hold due to the winter time. We're just waiting to start this up. I believe we're going to start that project also in February. John Tucker will have more of an update on that. But as soon as the weather breaks, we can start breaking ground again and finish installing of the stormwater chambers.
Any questions for Mr. Tomp?
Yes, I have a question. Eric, can you forward me your listing of the listing of the numbers? Can you email those to me? It'll help me out during my fixed assets.
Financing numbers?
Yeah,
Yeah, not a problem.
thank you.
We'll get the contracts to you.
Any additional question? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we have American Structure Point.
Good evening, Board. John Tucker, Structure Point. For our sanitary project, is just 27 Chase Force Main, Phase 2, as Eric mentioned. That one, we're still waiting for winter and for work to resume. I do have a drainage improvement project I'll update at the other meeting, or I can revisit now. But that's all our sanitary project is, just a 27th and Chase Force Main at this time.
Any question?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we have CDM Smith. They are not present, so we'll just move on to discussion. Is there anything that any commissioners would like to discuss at this time?
I wanted to ask, did we do the contract for the building that needed the HVAC change?
Yeah, we did do that. That was, Ron, are you familiar with it? Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think what we requested is that they expose to us who their subcontractor was.
And so they did that?
Yeah, they did that, so we know who the subcontractor was.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Sure. I'm not,
I mean, Mr. Perry.
I'm not,
Sorry.
believe me, it's gonna come together.
So first day.
Yeah.
Let's see. So moving on to request to speak. We don't have any requests. Okay. So next on the agenda is adjournment.
Move for adjournment.
Can I get it?
Can I get a motion?
So moved. Meeting of the Gary Stormwater Management District for Tuesday, January 9th, 2024. If you have mobile devices, please be cognizant and put them on silent. First thing we're going to do is have a roll call.
Director Maurice Mabon.
Present.
Director Ola Morris. Director Darnell Lyles.
Present.
Director William Allen.
Present.
Attorney Jewel Harris Jr.
Present.
Executive Director Rhonda Anderson. Finance Manager Jerome Foster. And that's the end of roll call.
So skip to certification. Moving on to election of officers. Attorney, would you like to?
Yes, I'll give a quick overview. Similar to what we did with the Sanitary District meeting, this is the first meeting of 2024 of the Board of Directors of the Stormwater Management District, and it is considered our organizational meeting. So we need to elect new officers for the year 2024, and I'd recommend that you open up nominations.
Mr. Lyle?
Second.
I'll second that. Okay.
Roll call.
Roll call, Ms. Lee.
Director Allen.
Yes.
Director Lyles.
Yes.
Director Morris.
Yes, yeah,
Director Mabon. The vote is 4 ayes, 0 noes.
Aye. Congratulations, Mrs. Commissioner Morris.
Congratulations to you too.
Yes. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Mr. Lyle. Right, right? Okay.
What is the pleasure of the minutes?
because of last week.
I'm sorry.
The minutes.
Mr. Chair, I make a motion that we approve the executive session and regular meeting minutes of December the 18th, 2023.
Second that.
Any discussion? Hearing none, what is the pleasure of the board? Oh, roll call, I'm sorry.
Director Lyles?
Yes.
Director Maybon?
Yes.
Director Morris?
Yes.
Director Allen?
Yes.
The vote is 4 ayes, 0 noes.
4 ayes. Business 2.1.
Thank you. Recommend a motion to approve and ratify GSWMD payroll earnings for period ending November 6, 2023 through November 19th, 2023, in the amount of $9,097 even.
You've heard the overview and recommendation. What is the pleasure of the board?
Move for passage.
Second, Mr. Chair.
It's been moved and properly second. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Director Lyles?
Yes.
Director Maybon?
Yes.
Director Morris?
Yes.
Director Allen?
Yes.
The vote is 4 ayes, 0 noes.
4 ayes, 0 noes, motion passes. Moving on to 2.2.
Legal services for
Yes, he does.
$45,000, subject to the terms of the agreement we recommend.
You've heard the overview and recommendation. What is the pleasure of the board?
So move, Mr. Chair.
Second.
It's been moved and properly second. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call, Ms. Lee.
Director Lyles?
Yes.
Director Maybon?
Yes.
Director Morris?
Yes.
Director Allen?
Yes.
The vote is 4 ayes, 0 noes.
With 4 ayes and 0 noes, motion passes. Moving on to 2.3, Mr. Foster.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. Ms. Anderson?
Agenda item 2.3. For profession for the year 2024, an amount not to exceed $75,000, subject to the terms and conditions of the agreement.
You've heard the overview and recommendation. What is the pleasure of the board?
So move, Mr. Chair.
Second.
It has been moved and properly second. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call, Ms. Lee.
Director Lyles?
Yes.
Director Maybon?
Yes.
Director Morris?
Yes.
Director Allen?
Yes.
The vote is 4 ayes, 0 noes.
With 4 ayes and 0 noes, motion has passed. Moving on to claims, 3.1, Mr. Foster.
Thank you. I recommend a motion and ratification of claim numbers 1 through 6 in the amount of $1,797.88.
You've heard the overview and recommendation. What is the pleasure of the board?
So move, Mr. Chair.
Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call, Ms. Lee.
Director Lyles?
Yes.
Director Maybon?
Yes.
Director Morris?
Yes.
Director Allen?
Yes.
The vote is 4 ayes, 0 noes.
With 4 ayes and 0 noes, motion has passed. Next, we have on the agenda information updates. We have the MS4, Brenda Scott Henry.
No.
Good evening.
Commissioner, director. But
So,
you were too.
I just would say that we will have our information about our, we expect that report to be included next month, for your review. That report will include reports on each of the amendment control measures 1 through 6, from our team in Justice Civil and then some. Secondly, I just wanted to share that we understand our state MS4 coordinator, who is Stacy Goodwin, sent out the actual draft of the MS4 annual report. According to our new stormwater quality management plan, they're required to do annual reports now. Our annual reports used to be every 2 years, now it's every year. We'll give them an update of all of the activities, all of the activities that we've done. That's not so hard for us because we do month and collect those reports. So, but we do have an opportunity to give feedback to about the draft of the annual report, and then after Friday, 30-day period, then they will issue the official annual report form that all of this board will use for to state. We will include a copy of that for you in your packet, and I don't think there are any comments that we have here to make any change or recommendation for the annual report. It really is what it is. But I do want to point out that we will have a contractor training, and I'm so excited about this. You guys have heard me say this again, that the contractors here locally, city of Cary, are ones who do not participate in the annual stormwater contract training that we have every year. But this year it is in the city of Cary, out to a couple of facilities to help us facilitate that. We usually have about 350 contractors or people in this representing companies in Lake, Porter, and Port County. So it's a really well attended big event. Excited about having being hosted by Sanitary, and we are aggressively reach out to the contractors that are in our database to participate in this. Very important. Laws are changing. I know we like to say that and do can't have people do contracts on property less than an acre that is not true. Is that all part when construction activities are required by law to a stormwater provision. All construction activities that land disturbance or isn't any of our sewers, they are required to tell us how to protect that and not be a source of pollution to our water. That's all I but if you have any questions about what's happening, it's fine. But that training is in February. Do know February 13th, 14th.
It's going to be here?
We're trying to get the career center
Okay.
to accommodate that crowd. Start at 7 a.m. to 12:30. I'm so excited about being hosted there and really pushing out information that you glad that all communities.
Question for Director Brenda Scott Henry. Thank you. Moving on to American Structure Point.
Good evening. Shut down. Contract in a schedule. Most importantly, we'll make sure we get top notice out to residents and those who are affected. We're hopeful mid-February, depending on weather, but more than likely the beginning of March. They'll be able to start the site with underground work, which really get up on the scene. So I get more information from the contractor.
Any question? Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, next we have Robinson Engineering.
Good evening, Director Ron Smith with Robinson Engineering. Happy New Year, everybody, and welcome aboard. Congratulations, new director, Mr. William Allen. Just a couple of updates for you. Lake Bridge number 2 has been, winterized. Construction will start back up with the implementation of that bridge. Come spring. Because I'll keep the record on the schedule. Stay closer. Also, we're working on design 6 places. Then we explain from Lake Street to Howard Street. Conference call together with the engineering department. That's all I have.
Question? Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Smith.
Now, moving on to discussion.
Is there anything for the other kind that are sitting, thinking that? Touch on that? No. Go ahead and touch.
I just wanted to touch on one topic. I know there are several contractors that are in the audience that don't necessarily provide information updates. There are several annual renewal contracts that we typically find on the board agenda in December or early January. That hasn't quite happened just yet. And primarily it's due to the transition that we're going through right now. We really want to make sure that the new administration fully understands what everyone's role is and what each of the entities do for the district or for the stormwater management district. So bear with us, but you're likely to see that at the upcoming meeting. So just wanted to address any of those concerns.
Okay, so before we move on to adjournment, just want to make the comment that our next meeting, which is scheduled for what day because of the holidays? Monday, January 22nd. Okay, everybody? Let me,
Right.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
12 o'clock?
Mhm.
11 a.m.
You know,
Okay.
if I could say something, it seems like this meeting time, we have a bigger audience. And I think every so often, if it's not a problem with the board, Mr. Allen, and some of the people that are in place, maybe from time to time, we can have a 6 o'clock meeting. It ain't gonna work for Darnell. Ain't gonna work for Darnell.
I'm not sure how you transcribed that in the minutes, but you did get a
I just kind of needed a reaction, and it looked like I got one. So,
So I guess with that, do we have a motion for adjournment?
request to speak. Jim.
Oh, I'm sorry. I totally skipped over request to speak. There are none? Okay. Now, do we have a motion for adjournment?
So move, Mr. Chair.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor? Say aye. Aye.